Hurricane Hilary nearing Baja, watches issued in California. Hurricane Hilary peaked overnight with estimated wind speeds of 145 miles per hour. It's now slightly off that peak according to our estimates at 17.8 north, 111.4 degrees west, but is still a very powerful Category 4 storm on the Saffir-Simpson scale. So we're giving it 140 miles per hour right now and a pressure of 941 millibars, moving northwest at 10 miles per hour. Category 4 as mentioned as of 9 AM Pacific Daylight Time this August 18th. For the first time in the National Hurricane Center's reporting era, watches have been issued for the coast of Southern California and hurricane warnings are in effect on the coast of Baja California. As of 9 AM, this is its location on the map and its very large wind field, particularly on the northeastern side, stretching out 250 nautical miles. And so its distances from land are there. Hurricane warning for Puerto Abrejo to Punta Eugenia, and a hurricane watch in effect from Punta Eugenia to Ensenada, much further north. 588 kilometers from Cabo San Lucas right now, 1729 from Tijuana, 1755 from San Diego. Tropical storm warnings still as well for areas towards the south of the Baja California peninsula, and tropical storm watches now extending well towards the north of Loreto for the Baja California peninsula and into California along the Orange Los Angeles county line. Primary hazards remain very much the same from the update that I did at a similar time yesterday. It will be weakening when it arrives along the peninsula and northwards, and so heavy rainfall is the primary threat. Of course, hurricane force winds could still occur, but flash flooding and dangerous landslides are the primary threat here, particularly inland where over 10 inches of rain could fall at higher elevations. Here's the estimated forecast track then, expected forecast track for the weekend. It starts to move very quickly up towards the northwest along the peninsula, and its tropical storm force wind field decreases as it reaches the border and moves inland over the continental United States and dissipates probably somewhere over northern Nevada on Wednesday, I think it was, maybe slightly earlier. So it will be a very quick moving storm by the time it does brush through that region. Here is its current estimates right now, 140 miles per hour. National Hurricane Center slightly higher. One or two satellite estimates have it near 150, although others have it down near 130. So that's probably the ballpark figure, certainly in the Category 4 range right now, and still quite a distance away from those populated areas, but it will get there very quickly. We'll also show you the National Hurricane Center's forecast cone. There it is, that hurricane watch extending very far north there, and those tropical storm watches extending into California. Those warnings, though, much further south, are going to be the primary concern at this point, including that hurricane warning along that western area of Baja California. I think that's still the Baja California Sur there, I may be wrong. Here is the GFS forecast though for the next 7 days, and you can see there it strikes with hurricane force winds in that area and possibly for that stretch further north as well. Maybe Category 2 conditions at landfall, maybe not landfall, but as it moves just off that western coast. It gets very close before it finally does make landfall much further north, probably in the region around Ensenada, which is under a hurricane watch. There it is, brushing along the coast through just east of Los Angeles and through San Diego, and then dying off extremely quickly after that as it moves inland. Here is a mock-up of what the radar reflectivity might look like as the storm moves through as well, and you can see it's starting to lose its shape and structure, very much so by the time it reaches California, but it still has a lot of rainfall in that. High rain rates which could cause flash flooding and landslides, high concern of that with the rain rates, not necessarily the rain totals, but how quickly it can fall in a 1, 2, 3 hour period. And certainly we will be talking about just a few hours as that storm moves through there. I think it was Sunday night for the LA area into Monday morning. So here are the full rainfall projections according to a GFS model, and intriguingly these estimates have actually been revised downwards just a little bit. but we are still expecting significant rainfall amounts. National Hurricane Center's forecast calls for a blanket 3 to 6 inches expected, with isolated maximums up to 10, and I would agree with that. For the southern tip near Cabo San Lucas there, 4 inches in addition to what may have fallen already, if anything, and further north there, in the northern part of Baja California, getting up towards 8 inches, and into southern California in the United States, getting up towards 8 inches as well in the mountain areas, and around Los Angeles around 2 to 3 inches. Sea surface temperatures now look like this. Very warm still where the storm is right now, 28 degrees Celsius. They'll start to decrease in about 12 to 24 hours, but until then it's still fair game for possibly re-strengthening or at least restructuring. But if you look at the satellite imagery, I think it will struggle to get higher than its earlier peak at 145 miles per hour. By the way, Gulf of California extremely warm further north there, with sea surface temperatures up towards 31 degrees Celsius, but on the western side much cooler, getting down to around 18. So here is the latest visible imagery, and it really is a stunning appearance for this very large storm as well. We had little last week with Dora, tiny storm there, and now we've got this one which is towards the other end of the scale, very large, and its rain bands are already affecting parts of the mainland of Mexico. But looking at this visible imagery, you can clearly see its structure. Infrared really lending a good view towards how well it still looks at this point. Certainly not on a rapid weakening trend by any means yet. It should remain a category 4 for a fair bit longer yet before it starts that proper weakening trend, but we do expect it will fall to category 3 probably tomorrow, and then down to category 2 on Saturday evening, probably into Sunday morning actually, and then moving up towards the northwest. A dangerous storm for many different reasons and many different populations. Stay tuned.